India-China relations go back many centuries. And if I look at that story of the last few thousand years, there has been very few occasions where you could say that there was a negative relationship between the two countries.
In the future, the Chinese presence will be a constant in the Middle East. Not only does China wish to expand in the Middle East, but also the regional powers. For India, this is a favorable situation because Washington and Beijing can make their moves carefully, while India can make swifter inroads. In the last episode, we explored how China is making inroads in the Middle East. In this episode, we will focus more on the Indian side of the story. After the Galwan Valley clash in 2020 between India and China, New Delhi was forced to rethink its strategies. The bilateral relationship between India and China faced a gruesome halt after the clash high up in the Himalayas. Furthermore, it forced New Delhi to re-evaluate its strategies and security plans. An article published on Middle East Institute mentions the following. Whereas earlier there was an air of agreement that India, which still conducts nearly $140 billion worth of annual trade with China, could manage its security deficit with Beijing independently. The new reality has not only recalibrated India's view of China, but also highlighted that a growing Chinese footprint globally will be detrimental to New Delhi's interests. The strategies employed by India in the Middle East are different from that of China. Indian partners in the Middle East such as Israel, the UAE and Saudi Arabia are engaging more with China in sectors such as defense, technology, foreign policy and security. India is finding it harder by the day to cement its position in the Middle East due to the growing influence of China. The Middle East Institute article mentions the following. While Chinese tech companies like Huawei gain a larger footprint in the Middle East, New Delhi has restricted their access to its domestic market, especially where critical infrastructure is involved. China's role in brokering a deal between Saudi Arabia and Iran to restore diplomatic relations after 7 years has raised additional questions about what impact a potentially strong Iran backed by Chinese investments via the long-term strategic partnership between Tehran and Beijing might have on both the Arab power and Israel alike. While China is quickly making its presence felt in the Middle East, India is slowly but surely cementing its place in the region. India, among other things, is grouping with nations that can counterweight Beijing's presence in the Middle East. One such indirect answer by India is I2U2. The new grouping of India, Israel, the US and the UAE is called the I2U2. The group will invest in developmental projects in the region and also counterweight the Chinese presence in the region. In the next episode, we'll explore more about the I2U2 and how it poses a threat to Chinese growth in the region. How did you find this information? Please mention this in the comments section. We would also like to know the kind of content you want to watch, and we will try to create it for you. For more news and updates, follow Airr News.